Hello, my name is Dr. Beth Gineris, and I am the author of Turning No to On, The Art of Parenting with Mindfulness. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about my essential parenting guidelines. And what's really important about these is that they set the ground rules, they kind of set the stage for how you can observe what you're doing in parenting and how you can work with parenting. And my goal is to assist people in feeling okay about what they're doing. For the most part, people are parenting well, and usually when people are looking to learn about parenting, they're looking to learn about it because they want to be better parents. They want to assist their children in being happy. They want to help them be well adjusted in school and be successful in the things that matter to them. And so for me, these essential parenting guidelines are just to remind you of some basic aspects of parenting. And the first one I always talk about is you're going to make a mistake. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to not respond correctly sometimes. You're going to miss a cue from your child. You're going to be overreactive. These things happen in parenting. What's important for the parenting experience to be successful for your child is that you can say, I made a mistake. I didn't actually pay attention to what you were trying to tell me. I didn't understand what you were trying to communicate, because our children are always trying to give us cues about what they need. And the cues are often not verbal. They're usually something less clear, more emotional or energetic. Sounds a little esoteric, so let me give you an example. If your child is dawdling and unwilling to listen or is sighing a lot, that's a cue. That's your child trying to communicate with you. They need something, or that they didn't get something, or they're having trouble transitioning. Maybe they didn't get enough food. Maybe they didn't sleep well the night before. Maybe there's something going on at school. So the more you know your child, the better you can pay attention to those cues. One of the ways you can make a mistake is you can miss the cue. You might yourself be tired, hungry, rushing to work, and so you're going to make a mistake and you'll miss it. So the idea is to understand that this is going to happen in parenting, and it's a dynamic process between you and your child. And the more you can be real and flexible, the more you teach that as an aspect of who they are going to develop into. That they'll develop to their capacity for flexibility and being real. And these two things seem to be the most important things for health, psychological health, and success in the world. Because the more that you can be flexible and you can be yourself, the more you can align toward what you need and make adjustments when you're not getting what you need. And that's what's going to create success in the world. So this is a very important first thing about my essential parenting guidelines. The next one is that you're going to actually learn about your child and understand. So you're going to be querying your child. You're going to say, you seem to be having trouble today. This used to be your favorite food and now you're not eating it. You're going to be learning about your child. So question your child, not interrogate, but query. What's going on here? Explain why it seems like an important question. Get to know your child and notice if your child has habits, notice if your child has patterns, and work within those. That's where you can pay attention to this idea of them dawdling when maybe they're just not wanting to do something. If your child, for example, is in gymnastics and she wants to do gymnastics, but she keeps having trouble every time it's time to do gymnastics to be on time, it may be that she's got something else going on. So your first question is, do you still want to do gymnastics? Then you're going to ask some other questions. Are you hungry? Did anything happen at school? You think back, did your child have enough sleep? These are all things about trying to get to know your child and understand what your child's needs are. And this would include that you're going to have different needs for different children. If you have more than one child in your family system, you're going to know that they are not exactly the same and they need different things. Sometimes they have to fit into your system, and then you're going to communicate about how to make that happen. The third one is be uptight less and laugh more. Now, what's behind this is that most of us learn better from joy. Yes, being serious and stern will teach a child something, but it doesn't always teach it to them in a way that they can then generalize it to the world in a way that's beneficial to them. So the more you can be joyous and laughing if you make a mistake or they're having a hard time, you deflect the anger, then you can help yourself with that no situation that we were talking about earlier, the turning no to on. You can help your child move from no to yes, and you can help your child move from off to on because you're shaking it up a bit. You're assisting them. You're really helping them to move out of that stuck place, and they can then communicate with you, perhaps more verbally, about what's actually going on. So it's a great, great guideline. Be uptight less and laugh more. So that includes that idea that you want to not be on the phone and working your computer and working on your laptop or texting someone while you're still communicating with your child. You want to be present with them, and that's that joyous laughing part. Um, the next one is my encouragement that you don't determine your good parentness, which is sort of a feeling, oh, I'm a good parent or I'm not a good parent, from the people around you. What I encourage you to do is to determine that from how you feel inside. Do you observe your child doing better? Do you observe your child learning the things that matter to him or her or to you and your family? Do you observe your child being mostly joyous and being flexible and moving through the world in a successful way? If you do, then your parenting is good. That's good parenting. So it doesn't have to be like everybody else's, and you don't have to set the rules just like everyone else, as long as in your situation, it's moving your child forward in all the things that really matter to you. There's an idea now that we have lots of multitasking going on and children need to learn how to multitask, and it's true, they do. And sometimes we want to make sure that they're learning how to multitask and focus. They need both skills. They need to know how to multitask and do several things at once, as well as do one thing at a time with really strong focus. So you want to be able to get an opportunity for your child to learn both things and learn about your child and whether he or she needs more multitasking or needs more focus to get through things. For example, when I work with individuals who have attention deficit disorder, some of them actually need to be physically active while they're making their brain work. And so if you're forcing them to be very still, they may not do as well. And so you have to, again, learn about your child. Other individuals with attention deficit disorder may need to be very still and have no distractions around them in order to do well. So if that's the child you have to make sure there's no radio going or TV or anything else while they're doing their homework. So again, learning how to do multitasking and focus, both skills are very important. The last two have to do with sort of accepting where you are. So the first one is accepting where your child is and where you are, knowing what your skills are, knowing that you may be having a hard day, so this isn't the day that you are going to teach them to follow the rule. Today might be the day you just have to get through, get them to bedtime, get some rest on board, and then go back over what it is that you need to teach them. So again, it's about accepting your child where you are, your child where he or she is, and also where you are. Those things are very important. We can't move from the spot until we know where we are. And the last one is something that I talk about all the time in parenting, and that is that sometimes our children are learning what we don't expect to be teaching them. And sometimes they're not learning when we really are trying to teach them. And so using all of these other things we've talked about in terms of paradigm shifting or these other essential guidelines, that's when you can see where you are and try to get your child from no to yes and then off to on. So that's my final essential parenting guideline. Always stay in tune with your child and yourself, paying attention on a multi-level about where you are, what may be going on, what may be happening around your child, and staying in touch with them. Communication is a key. I have a couple more videos that I would love for you to listen to that have to do with turning no to on, the art of parenting with mindfulness. And I am Dr. Beth Gineris, and thank you so much for listening today.